All right, guys. And we now know what our top 10 consists of. We're starting off with Nick Walker.
That's right. Yep.
The lighting does seem to be a little bit better than last night, correct?
Sure does.
Mm-hmm. Where was the light like this yesterday?
Is it the lighting, or is Nick Walker continuing to dial in and look sharper by the minute?
I'm sure it's a combination of both.
It looks tighter, no doubt about it.
The glutes are starting to come in on that side chest. Good muscle maturity for 26 years old.
Sure is.
Now they call this kid the mutant. What do you think about that, Lee? I mean, is he the new Branch Warren, the new Jay Cutler-ish style of physique?
No doubt about it. I mean, he's got a lot of muscle mass. His muscle maturity, as you just said, is ahead of himself, particularly for his age.
Are you a fan of the posing style when they start moving out of the routine and kind of going back and forth across the stage, or staying in one place?
Well, I like the way that he's able to move from one shot to the next, and he's still show a lot of muscle and not relaxed. So he's disciplined himself as far as that's concerned.
Now, all right, guys, I got to ask you, you're talking Branch Warren versus Jay Cutler-esque. I think he would lean more Jay Cutler. A little less blocky than Branch.
Yeah, but I'm saying a physique like Branch climbed all the way to first runner-up at the Olympia, didn't it?
Right.
He also won a couple of Arnold Classics along the way, so Branch didn't have the prettiest physique, and neither does Nick. It's not a real pretty, it's muscular, you know? Chunks of muscle.
Well, that was one heck of an Olympia debut.
From the
Lee, at
Netherlands,
26, how many Olympics did you have?
William
Oh,
Bonan.
man, I had 2.
Yeah, you were on your way.
24, 25, 26.
Yeah, times changed.
I had 3.
Yeah, you did. Woo! Hey, hard to remember when you got that many on your mantle. There's William Bonek all the way from the Netherlands. Perennial top 5 finalist. You mentioned earlier he was a little slow coming out of the gate, trying to make up ground in the closing round.
Getting sharper.
Well, there's strength.
But is it enough? You
Yeah.
know? Is it enough?
You know how it is coming from the back of the pack after prejudging. It's hard.
I know it is hard, man.
We've seen guys make improvements. It's sometimes just not enough.
I do like the way he displays his physique.
Oh, yeah. He takes his time.
Showing some flexibility here.
Moves very well.
Born in Ghana. Now, what was his travel issue recently, Sean?
Well, I think he didn't get to Ohio in time. Something to do with COVID. He should have been here earlier, but he made sure he got here with enough time. And of course, this is where his bread and butter is. The Olympia is the best in the world. I'm glad he made it to this contest. I just think he missed the peak coming out of the box. We've seen him harder.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And once you've shown him the condition, you're held to that standard every year.
Exactly. I mean, anything less than that.
Yes.
I mean, you know, that's what we've seen so far with Big Randy.
Right.
You know, it's less than what he was last year.
And that hurts you.
That hurts.
It's hard. That's a big impression. And again, we were talking earlier about the short torso of William Bonek, which kind of hurts him. Because if he's a little too heavy, he throws everything off.
Sure does. The size of radars that he generally displays is not crisp.
Yeah, the midsection, correct.
Well, the crowd definitely loves him. He is a perennial favorite.
Yeah, he's so thick and dense. And you can see as you move across the stage, some areas are not as well lit as the others. I think staying center stage is the best move.
I mean, you know, that's what they set the lighting up for.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Center
too much
stage.
movement, you lose that.
Get into the shadows, you get dark.
There is something to be said, though, guys, when you got a big stage like that to work in the audience.
Well, the best place to be is center stage when you want to work the audience.
Exactly. Particularly when it comes to
Give it up for the
the
conqueror,
judges.
William
Yes.
Honan.
You want to see you at your very best event at every angle. You got to be where the lighting is good.
Yeah.
Please welcome your next competitor from
Words
Egypt,
of wisdom.
Mohammed Shaban.
I think we said Muhammad's a newcomer to the Olympia tent.
This is his second appearance.
Okay.
He had 3 top 5s this year. California Pro, Puerto Rico, and Tampa.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of competing, a lot of staying in peak condition.
See, the problem with that, you can't stay in peak condition. You can only peak so many times a year.
At this level, especially.
At this level, it's just tough. See, still, he's a bit soft.
Yeah, soft is the operative word.
And sometimes muscle fatigue can equate to being soft.
Yeah, no matter how hard you train, it's almost like overtraining at that stage.
Exactly. That's right.
I like his choice of music. He's going nice and slow, so we can see him from one post to the next.
Fully displaying himself. He got great shape.
I think he's relaxing his midsection in between poses, which I don't like.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty. There you go. Keep it tight.
That's a nice shot for him in the quads, the hams, the glutes.
Wide back.
So for appearance number 3, what does Mohammed go back to the drawing board for, fellas?
Conditioning. More conditioning and everything else will pop that much more. Be careful with those quads because they look like they're almost a little bit out of balance. The calves are only going to get so big, so you need to bring the quads down and get more detail there and just condition, you know. He's got all the muscle and all the body parts. But if the legs get too disproportionate, the calves will never catch up.
So true. You see that a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, Big Ramy has the same problem. It's a good problem and a bad problem for some.
All right, give it up for Mohammed Shaban.
That was a nice routine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the USA, Akeem Williams.
Here comes the beef. Like he doesn't move too fast. He trains out there at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym, New York.
Oh, yeah. The East Coast Mecca.
Yeah.
Big Steve, right?
Big Steve. Everybody makes the pilgrimage at one point in time. I believe Akeem is a personal trainer by trade to complement his professional bodybuilding. Taking his time, doing some very deliberate moves. backstage. That's one of yours right there. I've seen you do something like that before. And Ronnie Coleman.
Now, you've got to have some big arms like Hakeem has to do that.
Right. Not everybody can do this pose.
The 23-inch arms.
Right. Trap. Another planet. Lee, who would this physique most be reminiscent of? Anybody come to mind for you in your era?
Well, he reminds me of Johnny Jackson a lot.
Johnny Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not your era.
That's not my era. You know,
Take me back to the old days. Anybody look like
well,
that?
Johnny Fuller.
Johnny
Similar
Fuller,
to
there we
Johnny
go.
Fuller,
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Okay.
And, you know, Johnny had that grainy muscle.
Yeah, I called it old man muscle back in
Oh,
the day.
yeah. always sharp.
Yeah.
Never missed a beat that I ever saw.
Yeah. Johnny Fuller, look him up.
Yep. Carrying the film, man. Carrying the film is.
The film is there to distract you. You can't see what you want to see. You know it's there, but it's under the film.
Now, he is likened also to Vic Richards,
Dick Richards, yes.
who, when I worked in the gym owner didn't like him to use our cardio equipment because he thought he would break it. That was Powerhouse Chatsworth, where Joe Weider liked to do a lot of his shoots.
Yeah, from Nigeria, Victor Richards. He gets that compliment a lot from a lot of people, but he is a professional bodybuilder, whereas Victor Richards never achieved that status.
He was just big.
But Hakeem's winning competitions, and he's a perennial Olympian now.
Great job, Hakeem.
One of the top
Hakeem
6 in the
Looks
world.
great. Looks great, man. A lot of mass.
Punched his ticket to Puerto Rico Pro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Canada, Ian Valliere.
Man, mounds of muscle, though. Mounds of
Yeah,
muscle.
he's thick. That means he's strong too, right?
That's right.
No doubt.
All right, Lee, 2 wins this year for Ian, and a second at the Arnold Classic, a tight second with Steve Kuklo.
Ian looks good. I love the way he looks. Got great shape, a lot of muscle. Chest, you feel a little better on the chest, particularly the upper chest.
Yeah.
You notice you don't see any cross striations popping.
That's right.
You know, that's something we always look for,
Right.
in finished physique.
That's
Great
a nice
serratus,
difference.
great arm. You know, legs is good. Got to be careful that they don't overpower his calves either.
That's correct. I think he's aware of those weaknesses, and they take a while to overcome.
They sure
The
do.
chest and the calves are two of the hardest to develop if they're not there. But let's be honest, to finish up the year at Olympia, that's a big feat for Ian, having 2 victories under his belt in second place. This is his 4th contest this season.
Depending on where he takes out in the top 10, he could make his highest finish this year.
Yeah, there's certain poses like this about the chest, right? That's what you're talking about, Lee?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of have to mask certain poses to hide your weakness.
Man. But you know, back in the day, Muhammad Makawi was a master with that.
Yeah.
You never saw a weak spot on him because you never displayed it.
That's true.
Always showing the strong points. But man, they got a lot of mass here. Just got to bring that chest up.
Couple of sets of incline bench, will be right back.
Wish it was that easy.
Telling you, man.
Great job, Ian Valliere.
All right, yeah. Super.
All right, thank you, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Iran, the People's Champion, Hadi Choopan.
2-time champion.
Yes.
He's holding on to that condition even from this far. See it?
When you can see cuts in the dark, you got something going on.
Yeah.
Through those legs.
He's feeling very confident knowing that the crowd has his back.
Those legs, man. Now that, I like that.
Separated like my parents.
Boom, boom, boom. You don't know this, Lee, but Tim is actually a comedian. Or did you know that?
I did.
Yeah, you gotta go look him up on YouTube. What is the channel there, Tim?
I'm sure Lee likes clean comedy, so go to Dry Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a Dry Bar special.
Tim does it all.
Oh,
Well, right
they
now,
love it.
Adi is doing it all. He's winning over the crowd, and that's how you win the show.
Sure is, man.
Quadriceps are dialed in. The vacuum is really nice.
There's your upper chest straight.
Yeah, you got those cross riders in the chest. What's needed. There we go. Great hound. Back. Everything is there.
Yeah. You bring up the calves a little bit more to match those legs. That's nitpicking. Wide back for a guy that's about 5'7", 5'8". There's the serratus lead. Great bicep peaks.
Oh, man.
Give it up for the
This
people's
condition is
champ,
very good.
Honey
Very good.
Japan.
Just beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome.
Now, they didn't have most popular awards back in America. They didn't have body part awards when we were doing the Olympia, did they? It was just the
Ladies and
first
gentlemen,
announcement.
please welcome from the
Yeah, they have it all.
USA,
You had to have it all.
Hunter
Don't matter how popular you are.
LeBron.
That's right. You had to have it all.
Okay, guys, here comes Hunter Labrada.
All right, honey.
See if we see any influence from his father's style. I know they have different styles. I'm sure there's some signature poses he'll gravitate towards. Wide lat spread. Good side chest.
Got tighter.
Yeah.
Got tighter. That sweating he did earlier
Now,
made a big difference.
It helped, correct?
now, do you guys remember when they called out abdominal and thighs, and we said he kind of fell behind on that? He just hit that oblique in the abdominal pose, and he was looking a lot tighter.
It happens in hours, Tim. Your body can change quickly. You can see he's wide and thick across the upper back.
Yes, very good. Very good.
Hunter's no slouch in the gym either. He's a strong guy. He throws around weights his dad could only dream of.
Yep. He got size that his dad could only dream
That's
of.
true. Yeah.
He trains with a fellow champ, Brett Wilkin.
Out of Houston, Texas. It doesn't hurt that he also works for Labrada Nutrition. Nice pose.
Very
Signature
good.
Labrada pose.
Look at the
Very
vascularity in his upper chest.
Give it up for
Nice.
Hunter LeBron.
Excellent.
I think his uncle Gene also was like a bodybuilder too, competing in the Masters.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
His sister,
from the
or his
USA,
aunt, Lourdes,
Justin
was also a bodybuilder back in the
Rodriguez.
day. And it wasn't bad that he had an uncle in the form of Samir Badu, married Labrada's
That's right.
sister back in the day.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's in the family. Look at how round he is. Justin Rodriguez.
This is his third Olympia appearance. He was fourth at the Arnold Classic a couple weeks ago. He looked really good a little while ago. If he could crack the top 10, that would be his highest Olympia finish.
I got him in the top 10. I think that's a done deal. Good, strong biceps. Reminds me of the 1985 NBC overall winner and USA winner, Phil Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of. Very Phil Williams-like.
He poses big, too. I
Yeah.
like that.
Well, now, Lee, to circle back, you've got to be confident and you've got to have the size to pose big like that. A lot of guys are squatting down to kind of hide things.
Yeah. you know, when you pick an opposing routine, you want to try to find a physique similar to yours and use that type of posing.
Right.
I mean, I've seen big guys try to use Lita Bravo poses, and it just don't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
That ain't who you are.
Yeah.
Now he's got a great back.
Yeah, excellent back. I like to see big guys stay tall. When you pose, you gotta pose big. The squatting on the floor is not posing big.
Right. Now he's big and full, but I saw him a little bit drier and smaller earlier in the year. And again, sometimes you can't hold that condition.
Yeah.
Getting here, I think for him, he was drier, more complete, and then trying to hold on to it, you sometimes lose a little bit. The separation through the midsection and quadricep would definitely help here.
For his third appearance.
Thank you, Justin Rodriguez.
A fine job. Congratulations, Justin.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the USA, former Olympia champion, Brandon Curry.
All right, guys.
All right, Brandon, let's see what you got.
Let's go, Brandon.
Trying to replicate history by recapturing the title. We rarely see that in the sport of professional bodybuilding on the Olympia stage. This is number 15, Brandon, with the 15th winner of the Olympia League. Do you know what number you were when you won in 1984? Now, mind you, I was in high school.
That was a long time
I'll take
ago.
you down memory lane.
I don't have a memory that far, so.
You don't know?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to do the math while you sit here.
Woo, man.
Soak up Soul Brother number 1, Brandon Curry's posing routine.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks good.
He's got beautiful shape, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful shape. I still would like to see him sharper. You know, I don't see the cross striation in the leg like, you know, like what we're used to seeing. You know.
There's some right there, Lee. Maybe
Got him in the chest, though. You know.
Maybe it's the lighting.
Lee Haney was the 8th Mr. Olympia in the world back when he won in 1984. Lucky number 8, Lee. That's you. This is 15 we're looking at. And his arms are ridiculously swollen. He's got some big
Got
arms.
beautiful shape,
Yeah.
man. The waist taper, all of that is
Well, he didn't win the Olympia for nothing.
that's
Look at one
exactly
of the
right.
top 2 physiques in the world on the comeback now.
Beautiful package. Lay it out
That's
there,
one of your
baby.
poses, Lee. I
Yes,
remember
sir.
this.
You got to be a bad dude to do that.
Yeah, you got to have the
Yeah,
trap,
baby.
shoulders, and the arms for that one.
Right.
Wow.
Let's go, Brand. Taking his time, too. Taking his time. Very good. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
The Raiders, you got
You
better.
notice he's doing a lot of arm shots like Arnold used to do because he's playing to his strength.
That's it. And that's smart.
Yeah.
Play to your strength.
Well, shoulder to shoulder is definitely one of his strengths.
Yeah, it's wide too in between the clavicles.
Oh, yeah.
The Robbie Robinson pose.
Robbie, who doesn't look much different now than he did 40 years ago.
Yeah, Robbie's still banging.
Still the workaholic.
He's hitting hard. I get tired watching him.
Man, when I grew up at home, I had Robbie pictures painted on my wall all in my room, man. That's the one thing my mom allowed me to get away with. Pictures of Robbie Robinson painted on
He's
my
posing
wall.
like Robbie Robinson back in
Oh,
the day.
yeah.
Robbie had a little swagger to him.
You did.
Such a wide back on both Robbie and Brandon, by the way.
Yeah, beautiful. And the lats come all the way down to it
Yeah.
tapers near his waist.
Yeah.
That's something that you don't see. When you look at, like, Grammy's lats is a bit high.
Yes, for his height, they are.
You know,
They're wide. They're high.
Beautiful, beautiful
They're
arms.
huge, but it's a little bit high.
Great job, Brandon Curry.
Right, Brandon.
Give it up for Brandon
Oh, yeah.
Curry.
Got some cross striations in the chest.
Yeah, he was
In the
smart to play
shoulders.
to his strengths.
There you go.
You rarely see some guys do that. Arnold was
And
great.
your
He did all those
final
arm
competitor.
shots and got away with being a little top heavy.
From Egypt,
Exactly. Yep.
he is your reigning, defending Mr.
Now, this is a
Olympia
different physique we're
champion,
going to look at, Lee, because
Marvelous.
Robbie is bottom
Big
heavy.
Robbie.
And let's find out like Tom Plastic plays to those strengths. Because Platts, he knew his legs were disproportionate, and he played that strength when he was posing.
Sure did. But he took it all the way to the bank, though.
He absolutely did.
Tom was smart.
Could have won the 81 Olympia.
Yes.
Still an argument after that.
Yep.
Rami already looks like his abdominals
Gotten harder.
They look like they're cramping, actually. They look like they're on the verge of a cramp.
Wow.
So he's trying out. I just hope he's not going to cramp up. He's getting closer to where he should have been.
Yeah, he's gotten harder and harder.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one more confirmation round.
Yeah, there's another round of posing coming up. What's at stake here is $400,000 in a repeat as Mr. Olympia, which is very hard to do. We have a few guys, Tim, that have run the gamut and been multiple Mr. Olympias, but we got a few one-offs. Dexter, Chris Dickerson, Samir Badu, Sean Roden, and Brandon Curry with only one Olympia title. This guy's trying to go for number 2.
Well, you talk about $400,000 for that top prize. There's a $250,000 disparity between second and first. That's a big difference.
And they both know. They've both been a runner-up in the Olympia before, so they know. It could change your life.
Well, Brandon brought good conditioning and a bag to put it in.
Right. What are we looking at here, Lee?
Whole lot of math, man.
Lee's speechless.
I mean, you got to knock the champ out. I mean, knock him out. And, I mean, it's hard to say that he's been knocked out.
Okay.
I mean, although he wasn't as good as he was last year.
Right.
Can't say he's been knocked out.
He is getting tighter with his arms look great. In that last couple of poses, his arms were amazing.
I mean, you know.
I'm not a fan of running across the stage. Did you ever do that, Lee?
Oh, we never did that. Never did that. We didn't have to.
Right. The world's biggest stage, and he's going to use every inch of it. Now, Lee, strategically, would you stay out there longer than the other guys being champion? Like, give them everything and more?
No, you know, we were taught to just do enough, you know, keep the crowd excited, hit your strongest pose, and get out of there.
Olympia
You know, that's normally around maybe 12 poses.
Right.
12 to 15 and off the stage.
But Rami used every minute that he could to give to the fans to try to hold on to the title. Now it's up to the judges.
You just saw 10 of the
That's
best
a matter of
in the
opinion.
world
Gosh,
right
good,
here on
folks.
this stage.
Right.
We're going to bring out our top 10 at this
did he close the
time.
door, Tim?
On the center line, please.
Rami?
Yeah.
I think he did.
Okay.
What
about you,
And
man?
I would hate to be a judge.
We're both over here scratching our head like,
Man.
did he close the door? I mean, I don't know.
Brandon's
Yes,
running.
I mean, you know,
I keep coming back to Brandon's improvements. That's
yeah,
the,
yeah.
You know, and they do reward improvements.
yeah. That's why I'm hesitant to say that Rami closed the door. He left the door open.
Yeah. I mean, I think Brandon would put on an additional 10 pounds, I believe.
For this one.
Yeah.
Well, it's all upper body. We can
Yeah.
tell you that. And if Rami put on any weight, it's all in his legs. But the odd man out of that conversation is Hadi Choopan. And he's the people's champion.
And he's sharper.
He's sharper.
I mean, really, he's better than anybody else.
But we know that you can't just be ripped and win a show.
Exactly.
It takes a little bit more.
You got to have chemistry, balance, which he's not the best when it comes to that area.
We're going to cut to the chase.
You got it. Music guy. Hit the
Music
good
man's
stuff.
ready.
Gentlemen, for the title.
Lee, you want to do this?
Posto!
I want to rematch with you, Lee. I'm over here. I'm eating my cookie dealer's cookies. This is it for these guys. This is what it comes down to.
They are behaving themselves right now, that's for sure. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, we're looking at a couple of guys that could be the future of professional bodybuilding here.
There's one right there. And there's another one. And there's another one.
Well, the sport is alive and well. We're on the biggest stage and the biggest prize money. We're headed in a northern trajectory in terms of the appeal of the sport, adding the wellness to it, and it's being anchored by these guys.
And I want to remind you, if you're watching the pay-per-view with us, as they do those close-ups, you have the best seats in the house. This is a huge auditorium, and getting those close-ups really gives you perspective of how the conditioning these guys are in.
Sir. That's true. That's a good side note that all of these guys, not that you see, you don't have an Olympia.
No.
And we're sitting with one of the honorees, the very first NPC overall national champion, Lee Haney. And that's got to feel pretty good, Lee. I followed in your footsteps 5 years later.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I'm happy to see bodybuilding continue to grow. I mean, thanks to people like Mr. Mannion.
We got Jim Mannion in
We got Jim and Hal, you know, and
handing the torch over to Tyler.
Dr. Tyler.
And JM's been following it, taking the photographs. And there's Jay Cutler over there. We got Jay Cutler in the house.
There's Big Jay. Big Jay.
I don't know.
Bodybuilding's alive and well.
I don't know what condition Jay is in under that suit, but I will tell you, in that suit, he looks good.
Did you
He
hear
looks
me? I said svelte.
svelte.
You ever use that in your repertoire?
Oh, I have indeed.
Say, what you call it?
Huh?
Just say
Svelte. Svelte. Slim.
Svelte.
Yeah, it looks good. He looks healthy. He doesn't look skinny. And he's wearing that suit very nicely. But these guys right here are working for every dollar that they're going to earn tonight.
All right, what I've just seen for a couple of minutes was guys going over and tapping on the shoulders of guys who they challenge with their best muscles opposed. You know, like how did you punch? Went over and grabbed Ronnie and did that side of abdominal pose that is his signature that looks so good. Ronnie didn't look too bad. He's dialed in now. You just saw Nick Walker and let's see what
Hunter's headed in the right direction. He was outside the top 6 a year ago, so he missed this pose down, and now he's in the mix. He should be very proud.